friends, it's Emma. Today I have a follow-up video to my carbohydrates and other basic biology video. Today we will be learning about lipids, nucleic acids, and proteins. But I highly suggest you watch my carbohydrates video first because I may say some terms and stuff that I definitely explained in that video. Also, I got this script fact-checked by my biology teacher and I used her notes and the Miller and Levine Biology textbook to help make my script. So, without further ado, let's learn about lipids.
Lipids are a large and diverse group of molecules. They are made of mostly carbon, hydrogen, and very little oxygen. Although carbohydrates possess the same elements, these two organic compounds are very different from each other. Carbohydrates have a 2-to-1 ratio of hydrogen and oxygen, while in lipids, there is no set ratio. A characteristic is that lipids usually don't mix or aren't soluble in water. Common lipids are fats, oils, and waxes. Lipids can be used to store energy and are important parts of biological membranes and waterproof coverings. So think of like waxy plants. Now, we need lipids because they not only make up the extra baby weight you may still have, but they're also the steroids synthesized by the body. The steroids that make up hormones serve as chemical messengers. Now, these lipids form when a glycerol molecule combines with compounds called fatty acids. When they form, they make an E shape, and this is known as a triglyceride. Not all fats are triglycerides, but a good majority are. In this E shape, the lengths of the fatty acids don't matter, but what is important to remember is that there are 3 fatty acids in the molecule. In this E shape, many different types of fats can be made. The first type is saturated fats. Saturated fats are formed when all the carbon atoms in fatty acids are joined by single bonds. Saturated fats have the maximum amount of hydrogen atoms possible. Another characteristic is that they are semi-solid at room temperature. An example of saturated fats is types of animal fats. Now, the other type of fat is unsaturated fats. This is when there is one double carbon bond. If there is more than one double carbon bond, it's called a polyunsaturated fat, and they come from plant oils. These unsaturated fats are liquids at room temperature and are healthier in a human diet than saturated fats. So, congratulations! You made it through the lipids portion of the video. Moving on, I'm now going to talk about nucleic acids briefly. Nucleic acids are macromolecules containing carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and phosphorus. These polymers are made from nucleotide monomers. Nucleotides are made from 5 carbon sugar phosphate groups and nitrogen-containing bases. Nucleotides join by covalent bonds to form polynucleotides, otherwise known as nucleic acids. The purpose of nucleotides is a big one. They are responsible for storing and transmitting genetic information. So, like, what makes you, well, you? The 2 types of nucleotides are RNA, which has ribose sugar, and DNA, which has deoxyribose sugar. This is the best summary I can give for nucleic acids at the time, since they play such an important role. My class and I will be studying a whole chapter on them later in the year. Now, finally, I will talk about proteins. Proteins are macromolecules that contain carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. The stuff that makes up these macromolecules are amino acid monomers. Amino acids are made up of an amino group at one end and a carboxyl group on the other end. But what makes these amino acids different is their R group. R groups are what make an amino acid an acid or a base, polar or nonpolar, and even chains or rings. These amino acids are held together by peptide bonds. A good memory trick to use for this is to remember peptide and protein both start with the letter P. To quickly clarify, all of these amino acids have an amino group and a carboxyl group, and what makes them different is their R group. In nature, there are 20 amino acids. Many combinations of these 20 acids make up all the varieties of proteins. Quickly, bringing it back to nucleic acids, instructions for arranging the amino acids in particular proteins are stored in the DNA code. Each protein has a particular role. They can be structural, like proteins that make up muscles, skin, and hair, or functional, proteins that fight disease or regulate cell processes. Again, all proteins have a specific shape and job. Although proteins are diverse, they still follow levels of organization, which for proteins are sequence of amino acids and protein chains, amino acids are twisted and folded, and if there is more than one chain, then there is a special arrangement of chains. And van der Waals forces and hydrogen bonds help maintain a protein's shape.
Wow, that was a lot of information. Feel free to rewatch parts you didn't fully understand or comment down below. I'll try my best to answer your questions if you have them. Also, to restate, I got my information from my biology teacher, her notes, and 2.3 in the Miller and Levine Biology textbook. Now, I hope I refreshed you on your knowledge of lipids, nucleic acids, and proteins, or you just learned something new. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more of me. And go spread your knowledge. Goodbye!
Yeah, we'll be counting stars.